followed by a right counter left. Oh! But they tangled feet, not a knockdown. They tangled feet.
That looked more like a shoulder block.
Final seconds of the 11th. Body shot there by Hopkins. Uppercut on the inside. Another one. 3 uppercuts on the inside by Pascal. Just at the bell.
All right, keep it up. You got to work like you've never worked before in the last round. You understand me? You need to win this last round, buddy. Stay active in there. Use your jab. Keep him at a distance. Come on, buddy. You need this round. You understand me? You need this round to win.
Mark Ramsey doesn't want to take any chances. This was where the slip occurred. There was a punch in there, but clearly that was just tangled feet, and he went down because of it. But the key here is, oh, and a little head action in there as well by Bernard Hopkins.
Round 12.
This is it. Final instructions from Nazim Richardson. 12th and final round in a terrific fight.
And you know what, Steve? I think the difference in this fight has been body punches. I think he took something out of Pascal with those body shots.
And Hopkins explodes out of the gate. He knows he's got to at least win this round. If not, knock Pascal down or out.
Pascal's found a home for those uppercuts, but it's not stopping Hopkins.
But look at the legend go. I mean, he knows that he don't want to take this to the scorecard. He's looking for a dominant round in the 12th.
And this could really be a brawl these last couple of minutes. Pascal tying him up, trying not to allow Hopkins to throw. Hopkins continues to come forward, looking for something dramatic and spectacular here on the 12th.
And you know, referee Michael Griffin has done an excellent job of officiating this fight, and a fair job.
Hopkins trying to be the oldest man to capture a major title. This is a drama at his finals, guys. I love it.
Wonder if George Foreman is watching.
Oh, big left.
Here comes Hopkins. Pouring it on. Minute and a half. And Pascal again tying him up. Pascal going for the home run. Hopkins missing with the right. Combination upstairs.
Wow.
Pascal has landed a lot of counter punches in this round. It's a very close, even though Hopkins is pursuing him, it's a very close round.
Yes, it is. I agree with you, but like I said, I take my hat off to Hopkins.
Yes.
45 years old.
Oh, they are going at it.
What a way to end the year, Showtime.
A furious round. We approach 30 seconds. This crowd going wild. Hopkins with a smile on his face. Flicks the jab. Trying to set something up here. 15 seconds to go. They're all standing here in Quebec City. The final countdown. Oh! Wild! What a finish! Well, Hopkins thinks he's won it. Pascal looks like he's just happy it's over.
And I think in the last 30 seconds, that man finally got a little tired, just a little bit. But what a remarkable effort in a fight that I think is razor close and could go to either fighter. But an amazing effort by Hopkins at almost 46 years of age. And Hopkins landed some very big punches in that last round.
And as well as Pascal.
Yes,
I mean, I think
absolutely.
he landed one of the biggest counter right hands.
Yes.
I didn't want to get into giving Hopkins, because he's 45, credit for doing something that an old man isn't supposed to do. But this is a very, very close fight, Al.
It really is, and you're right, as we pointed out. Pascal landed some really big punches in that last round. It's going to be hard to see how that one scored.
Well, before we get the decision, let's check out the sports media punch stats.
You see that Hopkins outpunched him in terms of numbers and, according to punch stats, landed more punches. Now remember, thrown into that mix, 2 knockdowns by Pascal, which may have created 2 10-8 rounds, though the second one in round 3 I thought was a 10-9 round for Pascal.
Unbelievable action in that 12th round.
Round 12 was one for the ages, as is this guy. And if, in fact, it's the last round of his career, and it may very well not be, and why should it be, based on the way he performed here tonight, it will be one that we will remember, and we'll remember it either way. Both men going after it, and Antonio, you made the point, Hopkins wanted a knockout because he's worried about decisions, and there's Pascal landing some very good shots on the inside. Pascal's jab being effective, that awkward style of pursuing by Pascal.
I tell you what, either way this fight go, I really feel that Hopkins may have won more rounds, but those 2-point rounds that Pascal won early may be the difference in this fight.
It's going to be very difficult for Hopkins to overcome those 2 early knockdowns by Pascal.
But he did win a series of rounds toward the end. I mean, I gave Hopkins most of the last 8 rounds, so...
I tell you what, Hopkins came in hostile territory, and I think he won some fans tonight here in Quebec.
The 45-year-old Bernard Hopkins finished strong. But he started off.
He's over here talking to us. He's talking to Antonio and you and I.
He calling me for a rematch.
Yeah, perfect. This fight in microcosm. Early on, a knockdown that Hopkins protested. Then in round 3, it would happen again. A left hand that sent Hopkins down. That was the hole he dug for himself early in this fight. Did he do enough to get back again?
But the mental strength that it took Hopkins to overcome that early deficit shows what type of champion this man really is.
Yeah, it's a really valid point.
We are set for the official announcement, fellas, so let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Morrow, scores the bout 114 to 112, Bernard Hopkins. Judge at ringside, Claude Paquette, scores the bout 113 to 113, a draw. Judge Daniel Vanderveel sees the bout 114 to 114, a draw. The decision is a majority draw. Pascal retains the light heavyweight title.
Wow, you hear the crowd reaction, and rightly so. It ends in a majority draw.
And you know, this was a very close fight. I had a 114-112 for Hopkins, as I think you did, Antonio, or did you have a draw?
112-114 Pascal.
Okay, there you go.
But the fight was very, very close. I mean, I know Hopkins going to have beef with this decision.
Yeah.
But what can you say?
And a draw is not inappropriate. Nobody can look at this and say it's inappropriate, I don't think, because it was a very close fight.
He retains the belt, of course, for the draw. Let's go up into the ring, and our Jim Gray. Jim.
Stay with me.
Let me take it.
Who voted against me? Who voted split?
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Bernard talking to Richard Safer. Bernard, your reaction to the decision,
No, but still,
right?
Canadian judge gave it to the guy.
Bernard, your reaction to this majority draw, winning on one card draw.
Nazim, take these off, man.
Bernard, we're on the air. Can we get your reaction to what you just heard?
Hey, man, I ain't got no reaction. The world seen it. They didn't want me to, you know. Come on, man. I had the guy beat up. He was holding. I'm the older guy. Come on, man. That's not right, man. I won every round. They got me winning damn near every round.
Let's go a little bit in chronological order if we can. The knockdown in the first round to the back of your head. Did you feel that that was legitimate?
Well, it was the back of the head. I don't think it was legitimate. I think it was just like you said, in back of the head. But I ain't you know, be about it. You know, I'm a warrior. I ain't complaining about it. I got up and fought like a champion. I wasn't even hurt. And I got up, and you see, I probably won that last round. I probably won that round that they called it a knockdown. And it was in back of the head shot. But
if this fight was not in front of 16,000 Canadian fans.
But it doesn't mean nothing. I mean, it was supposed to happen. It's like going to the voting poll. Just because, you know, it's a small city and a small poll doesn't mean that the votes can't get counted correctly and right. I mean, you've been around the game long enough, Jim. You've been around me long enough. You know, I started my career on Showtime. For a 45-year-old guy to be 46 next month, to put a gala performance like I did after a back in the head knockdown, which was really a slip with the back of the head. But you didn't hear me complain. I got up and I probably won that last round. But I mean, you know, I dominated the fight. I threw a lot of combinations. I had a lot of energy. He was holding. Look at his face and look at mine.
I agree with everything you said. You had many more power punches, many more punches landed.
Jim, I had more punches landed. I threw more crisper shots. He threw more bolo shots.
So where do we go from here now? Do you want a rematch? Are you going to call him out for a rematch?
Come on, man. I'm too dangerous for anybody. It took me almost about 8-9 months to get this fight because they want me to sit around and get older. Hey, Jim, I put a hell of a performance for the 45-year-old man. And look, it's going to be controversy and talks about this, but this was a sure enough robbery. And this is what hurts the sport. And I don't cry spilled milk. The fans seen it. The fans know what it is. Pascal wasn't overly happy. He's banged up. He's a younger guy. But I took him to school. He got some good shots in, and he should. On a 45-year-old guy, he should get some good shots.
You clearly won this fight. You said in 1994, you clearly won.
Yeah. And
you said in 1994 you would never fight outside the country again. And now you find yourself in this circumstance.
And one of the reasons that most fighters from the States don't like fighting out of the country is because it is. It's because it is. I mean, I put a gallop of performance. I mean, you know, one thing about fans, they watch and they hear everything. You don't see Pascal jumping around happy. You don't see him jumping around joyful. Now, when you talk to him, he's going to change the pace because now the politics comes in. You see how I'm talking? I got no bruises. You know, my thing is...
You're a great champion, and I believe you won this evening. Let's hear from Pascal.
I believe I won. I know I won the fight.
We'll talk to you in just a moment. Jean, did you believe that you won this fight?
Of course, I do believe that I won the fight.
Based on what?
Based on what? Base, you know, top on performance. That wasn't my best fight, but you know, Bernard liked to fight ugly, dirty. It's not like he's that good. It's just... It's tough guys to box. He's always coming with his head and stuff like that. But I think that I did enough to win the fight.
Where do you think you won this fight? Because in punches connected, punches thrown, power punches, punches landed, you're significantly behind in all of those statistics.
I don't know about that, but one thing is that I know I was there, I stood there, and I dropped him twice. I dropped him twice.
You think the first round was a legitimate knockdown?
Of course, of course. Both of them. Both of them.
If you weren't here in Canada, how do you feel that this would have been judged? Differently?
No, because we got fair judges in Canada, and of course I'm not really happy because I'm a champion. I like to win. A draw, that's not enough for me, but I'm still the world champion, and I did enough to win the fight.
Will you give him a rematch?
If you want a rematch, anytime.
Anytime. So you would take your next fight a rematch with Bernard Hopkins?
We'll see it. I'm going to talk with my promoter.
Well, wait a minute. Anytime. How about the next one?
Like I said, I'm a soldier. I'm a fearless. If you want to fight, I have no problem to fight him again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Steve.